Planet Dolan.
From getting arrested by mom to pretending to be gay just to flirt with a crush, the Planet Dolan Crew reenacts some of the best true stories from our subreddit about the worst things our parents did to embarrass us. I'm Melissa, and today I'll be your narrator. Number 10 was submitted by Miss May I. Andy's mom works for the local police. She had just gotten off duty and didn't have time to take off her uniform before she had to go Christmas shopping. When they went to Walmart to buy presents for their family, Andy's 8-year-old sister found a toy she really liked and started begging for it. Eventually, she started whining and throwing a huge fit. Andy's mom yelled at her, but that just escalated the situation. The tantrum got so bad that Andy's mom snapped and handcuffed her little sister to escort her out of the store. Number 9 was submitted by UFOStevie. When Sid was 17 and trying to get a job, his mother went with him to get an application to McDonald's. The manager handed him an application and began writing his information down. His mom sat with him and started talking about how the manager's body language was implying that they didn't want to give him the application. Sid didn't really notice anything, so he just continued filling it out. Most of the staff at that particular McDonald's was bilingual in Spanish and English, but they mostly spoke to each other in Spanish. As Sid was filling out his application, his mother began to mumble underneath her breath, complaining and doubting that they were going to hire him. Those complaints began to get a little louder, until she loudly made a racially insensitive comment that everybody heard about how they weren't going to hire him because he would be the only non-Spanish speaking person there. Sid was shocked and humiliated, but did not say anything and just hurried along the application so they could leave. He never went with her to a McDonald's ever again. Number 8 was submitted by Saukios. When Nixium was around 8 or 9, he was obsessed with Elmo. He had an Elmo plush that he liked hugging and walking around with, saying that he was going to live with him. Years later, Nixium got a girlfriend and was in his room changing to go out with her. When his girlfriend was waiting, his mother showed her photos of Nixium kissing and hugging Elmo. She also, even now, has a photo of him with his Elmo in her room. Number 7 was submitted by girlwithnochill. One day in middle school, Ramona was on the phone with a new friend. They were talking about names for Ramona's new cat. Suddenly, Ramona's dad burst through the door and screamed, "Girl, was it you who took a huge dump and didn't wipe her flush?" Ramona didn't have time to mute the phone, and her friends started laughing. Ramona began to cry of embarrassment and hung up the phone. It worked out though. Ramona's dad felt bad and let her stay up late that night, and Ramona became best friends with that girl. Number 6 was submitted by Ninetails Girl 23. One night when it was time for bed, M wouldn't get off his Xbox when his mom told him to. So, his mom took the headset and gave him a warning to shut it off. He still wouldn't while he was in the middle of a game. So his mom began to tell his friends over the headset a story about when he was potty training. She told them how when M was younger, he couldn't quite reach the toilet, so he would set his penis on the toilet seat to pee. His friends started laughing their asses off. Number 5 was submitted by Alexa Tiama. Spincess and her mother were about to go shopping at the store, and Spincess wanted to wear her crop top. Spincess's mother didn't want her to wear it, so they argued about it. Eventually, Spincess's mother ended up putting on the crop top herself, so that Spincess couldn't wear it. When they went to the store, they ended up seeing the principal from Spincess's school, and worse yet, the principal saw them. Number 4 was submitted by Zandernater. When Hellbent was a junior in high school, his mom chaperoned a band trip. Hellbent was hanging out with his friends in the back of the bus, while his mom was up front talking with the other parents. Hellbent was joking around about something stupid, and at some point he said something along the lines of, "I'm the manliest guy ever." Almost on cue, his mom shouted back at him, "Honey, it's gonna be cold when we get there. You want me to give you your sweater?" All of Hellbent's friends started cracking up, and Hellbent just shut up and slumped into his seat. When he didn't respond, she just threw the sweater at him anyway, just in case he needed it. Number 3 was submitted by PinkPearMartini. Doopy had a crush on a boy that she was friends with. One day, she and her dad pulled up to the convenience store where her crush worked part-time. For reasons unknown, Doopy's dad pretended to be an extremely flamboyant, very drunk homosexual, and hit on Doopy's crush. Doopy and her crush were both completely mortified. Doopy's friend-zoned crush didn't really want out of the friend zone after that. Number 2 was submitted by AmericanKimbop. Princess Proton was raised and homeschooled in a conservative Christian household, and as a young girl she was taught to be modest and wear loose-fitting clothing. But when she got to high school, a homeschool Christian prom came up, and Princess Proton's family brought her to a dress shop to pick out a nice dress for the prom. Princess Proton wanted to look really nice, so she picked out a pretty pink dress that was long at the bottom but strapless at the top. She thought it looked great and felt confident walking out of the dressing room to show her family. But as soon as her dad saw her, he screamed in the middle of the store, "Get some clothes on! You look like a skunk!" He was angry that she even tried it on, a dress that was so inappropriate, and he yelled loud enough for the whole store to hear. Some of the other customers looked at Princess Proton with sympathy as she put the dress back. After that, she just decided not to go to the prom at all. Number 1, by far the most embarrassing thing that my parents ever did to me. When I was in grade 5, I got my period for the first time, and my mom decided to call everyone in our family and tell them. Because this was a day for celebration, she said. This was a day when I became a woman, she said. This was a day that all women go through. Yes, but not all women need to know about it, Mom. I refused to have this party, but of course that didn't stop her. She threw me one with friends and family, with decorations colored in red and white. Yeah, I was kind of mortified, but I know she was coming from a good place. I'm kind of glad it was just my family and not my friends. Huge thanks for all the folks over on our Planet Dolan subreddit for submitting their stories. We have another question for you. What was the craziest thing your babysitter ever did? Let us know in the Reddit page linked below, and you might be featured in a future countdown.
Planet Dolan is now a video game. Play it as Dolan, Melissa, and the rest of the PD crew collecting shinies to unlock skins and power-ups. Download from the Android or iOS App Store and start racing today for free.
Thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.